we're going to jump right into our content today. And this is a big item, practice management. And the whole idea here is, giving you our accounting professionals confidence that none of your work with your clients slip through the cracks. So today we're going to have two presenters presenting this. The first one is Harsha Jargadish. He's a product manager on the practice management team, and his passion is really helping accountants save time and grow their practice. He's one of our developers, program managers there in Mountain View, and he's been with Intuit for 5 years. And then his tag team buddy here for presenting today is Thiago Caeiros, and he's a product manager on the team. And between the two of them, they're going to really get us into this project management. His passion is delivering time savings, but yeah, savings time, but are you really confident in what you're working with? So welcome, Harsh and Thiago. So if you would go ahead and jump in there today, I'd appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you for the lovely introduction there. So I'm going to share my screen here quickly, make it full screen. So folks, my name is Harsha. Again, I'm a product manager on QuickBooks Online Accountant. And as Wesley already mentioned, today I'll be covering the brand new practice management coming soon, completely integrated within QuickBooks Online Accountant. So before I talk about this particular slide which you're seeing on your screen, I want to really emphasize that our mission for QuickBooks Online Accountant is to really become your operating system. We want to become accountants' operating system. What that really means that we are really building comprehensive solutions that really work better together than any other solution available in the market, something you all accounting pros can actually build your practice on by managing all your clients, including your work. So today I'm super excited to announce that we are entering practice management space in QuickBooks Online Accountant, and the new practice management coming in the next few weeks will allow all your accounting professionals to manage all your clients, including all your work across all your services from one place so that nothing falls through the cracks. So our goal is to really give you one tool to manage all your clients, including all your work in this one place QBOA so that nothing falls through the cracks. So before I talk about the solution and give you guys a quick preview into the practice management on QBOA, I also want to quickly share that everything here at Intuit starts with our customers. So 6 months ago, a team of us, including product managers, designers, and developers, really went on to watch accountants to really understand how they complete their work, talk to them, and really learned 3 big things in terms of how they manage their work. The first thing is everything accountants do is completely deadline driven. And one classic example which is really near and dear to my heart is running payroll for one client just one time has so many different deadlines associated to it. Just missing that one deadline associated with one payroll for one client can have a serious implication in terms of client confidence, in terms of losing client confidence, and even losing clients. So everything accountants do is completely deadline driven, and if we multiply the deadlines across clients and across services, the number of deadlines accountants needs to manage is really too many and really can grow insane. So since the deadlines can grow rapidly and then missing a deadline can cause fines and losing a client, we also saw accountants use a lot of variety of tools to really create structure and maintain a process so that nothing actually falls through the cracks. And what we saw is accountants using so many different tools, starting from Excel. Some accountants were using whiteboards, to even accountants using tools like Asana and task management solutions to really create a structure that nothing falls through the cracks. And the third big thing which we saw is with all these tools accountants are using today, they have to constantly maintain the tool, and then none of these tools actually live where accountants actually do the work. Let me give you a quick example. So most of the times we saw accountants actually working inside their client's QuickBooks Online through QuickBooks Online Accountant, but most of the tools they were using to create structure and make sure nothing falls through the cracks in terms of making sure deadlines are hit and making sure the work is getting completed is living in another place. One classic example, if I remember, was accounting team members were using a separate tool to manage all the work they need to do on a daily basis, and the accountant firm owners was using a different tool to manage all the client work which needs to be done, and these two were completely disconnected. So every time a team member had to update a task, the accountant firm owner need to completely sync with the tool, and none of these tools were connected, and none of these tools lived where accountants actually do the work, bringing a lot of maintenance burden and requiring constant maintenance on the tools as the work gets completed. So here at QuickBooks Online Accountant, our goal is to really give you guys confidence that nothing falls through the cracks, and we are building the practice management solution which will allow you and all your team members to manage all your clients, including all your work across all your services from one place, which is QuickBooks Online Accountant. So I'm going to quickly jump into the demo to give you guys a quick preview into what's coming in the next few weeks in terms of when you launch the QuickBooks Online Accountant, what you will be seeing in terms of managing all your work. So what you guys are seeing here is pretty familiar to many accountants. So this is the online version of QuickBooks Online Accountant, and this is the client list. So once we launch the brand new practice management in the next coming weeks, you guys will start noticing a new tab on your left nav under your practice called the work. Once you launch the work tab, you will basically see a calendar view of all the tasks which need to be done for your clients across all the services, due today, due this week, due next week, and in the next 30 days. So this will basically give accountants a bird's eye view into all the work which needs to be done starting today all the way up to the next 30 days. And as an accountant firm owner, you can quickly filter these tasks and to-dos based on clients. So you can quickly check how many tasks are due for client A company, and then that will just show the work which needs to be done for A company. You can also do capacity planning so that nothing falls through the cracks and your team members are allocated the right amount of work by quickly filtering by team members. So you can quickly check how many tasks Bill is allocated, and if there are no tasks allocated to Bill, you can quickly assign work to Bill. And in terms of how many tasks are associated to you, you can quickly filter down to see how many tasks and to-dos you need to do today, this week, so that you can quickly understand what's the work you need to do today, along with what's the work which is coming in the next week, next 30 days. And also you can quickly do on-the-fly changes to these tasks. So let's say you have a team member who is going on vacation, you can quickly assign these tasks to one of your different team members so that work gets completed on time and your clients are happy and nothing falls through the cracks. So in this case, if Harsha is going on vacation, you can quickly assign it to Dawn. So that task is assigned to Dawn, and Dawn is automatically notified. And this is all in real time. Dawn is notified there's a new task coming his way, and that will show up when he logs into his QBOA and then launches this work tab. One of the other things which is a big highlight in this is what you're seeing at the bottom here is automatic tasks which are actually suggested from QuickBooks. So let's say you have payroll clients. So Chicago Moving Company is a client, one of your clients whom you run biweekly payroll. You don't have to create any more tasks to track payroll due dates because we exactly know when you run payroll inside Chicago Moving Company's QBOP. So every payroll due date is automatically pulled from the client's QuickBooks and automatically shown on this 360-degree dashboard so that most of the tasks you create are shown along with the tasks we automatically suggest you based on the data we know from clients' books. So moving on, we also created an easy way for you to track projects. So you also will have an ability to create projects right from the work tab so that you can manage all your projects and tasks from this one place. So let me start with a project, say bookkeeping for the month of May, and then let me select a client. I say Bill's Cake Shop. You can also quickly give it a due date, and it can be up to any day in the next future days. And then let's say I'll give it a due date of May 31st. I'll assign the project to myself, being a firm owner. I can add some details here. one of the things which we also learned from accountants is, as a firm owner, most of the firm owners are looking to really create efficiency in their team members. So usually they create a project and also a process along with the project. So we also incorporated by including tasks as part of your project. So if you have a really big project like bookkeeping for the month of May, you can actually go ahead and create these tasks, which are smaller steps which can accomplish the greater task. So you can actually break down the bookkeeping project into multiple tasks, like let's say reconcile books, and then each of these tasks can also have a separate due date. So in case this has to happen on the May 10th, so that you can finish the whole bookkeeping job by the 31st, you can set a due date for that. You can also assign this to different team members. So let's say I assigned reconcile books to Kelly, one of the team members. I can also add some more details. And then once I do everything, I can quickly save this, and then that will show up on my dashboard, which will give me all the work which needs to be done over the next 30 days. So that's a quick preview of Practice Management Feature 1, which is managing all your work from QuickBooks Online Accountant so that nothing falls through the cracks. We also built in collaboration capabilities inside Practice Management because we learned that 60% of the time accountants spend in their firm is really collecting documents and making sure all their clients' documents are in place so that they can actually focus on the work and continue doing the work. So we also built in an awesome integrated experience within QuickBooks Online Accountant, so you can actually request documents from your clients. And then Tiago, my peer here on the call, is going to walk us through how collaboration capabilities play inside practice management.
Thanks, Harsha. I'm just changing the screen here. Just give me a second. And I hope you can see my screen. Otherwise, let me know. So I'm just going to show the collaboration capabilities that Harsha was talking about. Let me just go to the work session that he was there. So as you can see on the top right, we are giving accountants the option to create a client request. We learned from the accountants that to start the bookkeeping process, they do need bank statements, credit card statements, and even during the bookkeeping process, they might have to ask for a specific question or even ask for a receipt. Let's say the client spent $1,000 in Costco and you want to understand if it was personal or business or something like this. For this specific situation, I'm going to show how an accountant would request for a specific document, let's say a credit card statement. So the first step would be to create a client request, and you would select, please send the credit card statement for last month. And then here you can select the client that you want to send, also specify the due date. Let's say this is going to be for the 10th. And then you can ask more details. Could you please send the statement as statement, and you can also add already add a document. Sometimes you want to give a document for reference if there's something that a report that you create or something that you want to take a look. And then before you send the request to your clients, you're going to be able to publish to the client's books, and I'm going to show the experience in QuickBooks. But basically, the small business will be able to see this request in QBO. And when you are publishing, you either can notify your client by email or uncheck this if you don't want to. So in this case, let me notify by email. So whenever you click here, we're going to show you a preview, email preview, where you can maybe change the content of the email and review the email, or even like double check the email address. We pre-populate with the client email address, but sometimes you want to send to someone else or even change the subject. So as soon as you click publish here, what happens is that the small business will receive that email that will, whenever they click, they're going to go to QBO to see the request, or even if they, whenever they log into QBO, they're going to see that specific request. Also, as you can see, it also created a new card here. and where you're going to have access to this request whenever you want, and you can add comments. I'm going to get to this point in a few minutes. So let's go and take a look what the small business will see when they log into QBO. So I'm just moving here to the client's QBO account, and the small business, they are going to have this new section on the left now, the My Accountant section. Whenever they click here, they are going to see all the requests that you sent to your client, and also all the documents that you share with your client, and also what your client share with him. What I just want to emphasize here, that this is just the first version. The way we're seeing this, that we want to build this My Accountant section QBO as the place to build the relationship between the small business and the accountants. And so the expectation here is that we keep building this section here to help you guys make your clients successful. So going back to that specific use case, your client, your small business will come here and see a list of the request, and then this is the specific one that we're talking about, the credit card statement. Whenever they click here, they're going to see the details, and they're going to be able to add a specific document. In this case, is adding a credit card statement, and also he might just send a comment, say, hey, could you confirm that everything is fine? So what we know is that sometimes it's not going to be straightforward, and he might still have questions. So that's where the place that the comments will be used, so that he can post you a comment to the accountant, and the accountant at this moment will receive an email notification that the request has been changed, and he's going to be able to see that request on QBOA. The other thing that you can see is that the status of the request changed from to do to in progress automatically when the client responded to this request. Going to this other section here, the shared documents, this right now for this first version, we're bringing like a place where you and your clients can share documents. So both you and your clients will be able to upload new files and delete or edit. And for this one specifically, the accountant, the small business can take a look, okay, this is the document that I just uploaded, and even if you don't know the specific request in the future, you can click here, and then you can go to the request that this document has been uploaded to. So going back to the accountant side, just to wrap this up, you're going to see that that specific request that was created has been updated on the accountant side, and the accountant will be able to click here and see the comment, the new document, and also the comment from the client, and then the accountant will be able to respond to the client if he wants to. Also, whenever they go to the client section right now and they click to the client detail part, we also have a new tab, the shared documents, which is basically the same folder, shared folder that you saw on the small business side, however, on the accountant side for the accountant. So this is the client and accountant collaboration. So Harsha, you can move on the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiago. So I'm going to share my screen here. So what Tiago was sharing is the collaboration capabilities. So the first version of practice management, if you now tie it together and stitch both the demos together, has two core capabilities where you can manage all your work inside QBOA by creating projects and tasks, and quickly understand where your work is when you log into QBOA across all your clients, across your team members, across all your services. And our goal is to give accountants confidence that nothing falls through the cracks. Again, the last part of the demo is we also built in a list view into the work tab recently by hearing a lot of feedback from our beta customers, so that accountants can also quickly sort the tasks by to-do, what's in progress. And this view also gives accountants a way to quickly check what are the items which were completed in the past week. And they can also sort and easily slice and dice the data based on due dates, what are the tasks which are overdue, quickly sort by the project, tasks, and requests. So this is, again, a customization which is completely built inside practice management. If accountants love the calendar view, which gives due today, this week, they can use this one. If they have to do more planning in terms of what's coming in the future, not just within the next 30 days, they can use the list view, and they can use the sorting functionality on the columns to quickly understand what are the tasks which are due over the last 30 days, over the next 30 days, or also beyond the 30 days. And if I quickly jump back into the presentation mode, again, quickly wrapping up, this is all coming to QuickBooks Online Accountant completely free to all accountants across all the regions, not just the US. And all the functionality which Tiago and I demoed today morning in terms of managing your work and also collaborating, everything will be working also on your phone, so that task management is something which you don't do just when you're at your desk, but also when you're on the go, so that you can quickly add tasks on your phone and quickly check what's the work which is coming, be it whether you're on the road or be it whether you're at your client's office. A quick recap from today morning, these are the big takeaways. A new dashboard is quickly coming into QuickBooks Online Accountant, and our goal is to really give accountants confidence that nothing will fall through cracks. Efficiency is completely built in. It will really take you seconds to create projects and tasks and assign it to team members. And this is completely integrated within QuickBooks Online Accountant so that we can quickly understand what's the work which needs to be done inside your client's file, so that we can automatically create suggestions based on what we know in terms of payroll due, uncategorized transactions. Again, this is completely free across the regions, not just the US. In all the regions we are live today. Will be coming soon in the next few weeks. And again, one big thing I want to emphasize today is this is our first version of practice management, and really committed here to improve features as we go. So this first version of practice management is really our first slice of functionalities which is coming in the next few days. But want to really enforce that this is one of the high priorities which we are looking at to improve more functionality by bringing in more recurring tasks, different views, and building more functionality so that it can be more robust in the next few days. But first version is really coming out pretty soon. So keep an eye out on emails, newsletters. There will be more updates available in the next few weeks on our website. Also, feel free to reach out if you guys are interested to work with us directly. If you're really passionate about the demo which we showed today, if you're really interested to provide us input, work directly with our team on how you envision using practice management for your firm, we would love to hear from you guys so that we can actually take all that input and add it to our next set of versions, which is coming in the next few months. So if you guys want to reach out to us, please send us your name and phone number to practicemanagement@intuit.com, and we'll soon be in touch with you. So that's what I wanted to show today in terms of practice management, and we'll be taking any questions now. All right, so I think we have our first question here. Are there recurring tasks coming to practice management? Are there going to be tasks which support recurring? That's a great question. For the first version of practice management, there won't be recurring tasks, but we do know that most of the work accountants do is recurring. So recurring is something the team is actively working on integrating with the existing functionality. So the first version, which is going live, will not have recurring tasks, but that's going to be a quick follow-up in the next few weeks so that you can start using the existing functionality, and then soon you will notice there's also a way to set up recurring projects so that you can actually set up one time and the project records on certain intervals like monthly, bi-weekly, or maybe yearly. So that's something we are actively working. And if you guys are interested to provide more feedback, please reach out to practicemanagement@intuit.com.
Okay, hey, Harsh, could you put that slide back up there with the practice management email on there? Because we want to make sure we get that. So go ahead and write that down. So we want to make sure you capture that. Also, Harsh, kind of not really asked, but is there if they're in product, is there a quick, easy way to do feedback when they're right there in product when they're thinking about something? Is that easy for them to give feedback when they're actually on that page, work page?
That's a great question, Wesley. So right now we don't have any way so that users can provide feedback. We can consider adding that in the next few weeks, but the easiest way to reach out to teams right now is directly emailing practice management until we bring in that capability inside the Work tab.
Okay, so audience, we'll make sure that this email address is included in the follow-up email that will go out in about 24 hours. So we'll just make sure that we have practice management contact information in there. So go ahead and write that down, and we'll send that out to an email that will be sent out tomorrow with all the attendees. I know you covered it, Harsha, on regions, but if you could just maybe, so all regions are going to get it. How soon is, I mean, a few weeks, is that we're talking a week or two or three? Are we going to roll it out in phases by region, or do we turn it on to the whole world at once?
Great question again. Super transparent again here. We are actually in a closed beta with 70 customers across US, UK, Canada, and France, and also Australia. So the goal is to finish the closed beta in the next few weeks and roll this sometime in the month of May. Across the regions, we are still working on the details of the release, whether it's going to be a phased rollout or whether it's going to be a one-time big bang. So we are still working on the weeds of the details here. But definitely in the next few weeks, you guys will have hands-on experience on the new practice management.
And thanks, Harsh. I want to just follow up on that with just a bit for the audience sake. When we have 2 million people using a product, we have to be very cognizant of how we roll out these new features. You probably have noticed that even if you have a Microsoft Windows computer, those operating systems are not without flaws and issues, and there's always patches. Every month you get security updates and stuff. Anything that's robust is going to have, that's the nature of software, but we're really doing the best we can to make sure it's as stable and functional as we can, and your feedback is always really helpful on that. Another question here is, you mentioned about notifications. So when you send a client or a teammate a task, or let's say you ask for a document from your client, is there options for email? How does the client or your teammate get those notifications?
So I can
Great question. Tiago, go for it.
Yes, I can take this on the collaboration side. So in terms of when you're collaborating with your client, when you're creating the request, you have the option to send a notification by email, but also, and so that the small business will receive it. But also, whenever there's an update on the request, if the small business posts a comment, the accountant will receive a notification, and vice versa. So yes, there will be notification on both sides. For notification about tasks and jobs, and Harsha, do you want to answer this one?
Yep, sure. So right now, the first version of practice management does have notifications if you're requesting documents from your clients. We are also working on bringing in a centralized notification system, even if inside QBOA, so that if you assign a task to someone within your firm, you can actually get a notification. That's something which will be coming really soon. I think I'm going to emphasize again that this is really the first version of practice management. We are actively looking on building more functionalities in the next months, and this is going to be a high priority thing which we'll be working on. So you guys will start seeing more and more features coming in the next few months after our first release.
Yeah, no, just thanks, Harsha and Thiago. And keep tuning into the In the Know webinar, because this would be a good venue. Hey, we got this new feature coming out, recurring event tasks coming out, those types of things. We'll make sure that whenever this new features are rolled out, and we will cover and try to update you with this webinar. That's the purpose of this webinar. And I have one more question for you, Harsha. Self-employment. I know we push a lot of self-employment these days because, you know, we have all this self-employment world out there that we need to service, and you know, and obviously it's disruptive to the entire establishment, including QuickBooks and many of your accountants. Well, we don't deal with those kinds of people, but you know, one thing we've learned in this world, guaranteed other than death and taxes, is change. So how does self-employment work with this new feature?
So I can take this one. For the first version, we are enabling collaboration between accountants in QBOA and small business in QBO. So but we're already working on enabling the collaboration with also clients outside QBO, which will include QBOC as well, self-employed as well.
Okay, thanks, Thiago. And Harsha, thanks for presenting today. There's a few more questions in there. We're not going to take any more questions live today, but we will get some questions. One of the questions we're specifically going to answer in the follow-up is, size limitations and how these files get back and forth with your clients, and we'll make sure that you have a good handle on some of these other questions that have come in there. So thanks, Thiago and Harsha, for presenting today.